everyone. Today, I'm going to chat with you guys about perfection versus progress and how human design empowers your next level action. So I'm super excited to dive into this weekly training with you guys today and just chatting about this topic. This is something that definitely comes up in a lot of different ways with the clients that I work with. And some of the things that they truly get stuck with behind the scenes in their business. So today, I'm just going to chat with you a little bit about this particular situation in which, and this is one client, but it's also shown up in multiple ways in different formats in business, and maybe you can relate to this too. But how many of you, or have you ever had a time in your business where, let's say, for example, you felt like you had to do a certain thing before you could move on to the next thing? So let's say we'll talk about this whole topic about niching down. So this is something where you hear it all in the online space. Some people out there are really like, you have to niche down. You have to have a certain singular focus in your business. You have to have one message. You have to have one brand focus. So you have to, it's like this niche down thing. And then there's other messages out there that say, don't niche down. Just, offer all of the things. Just let your brand evolve over time. So there's two different ways that you can view this. And many of us, if you have shifted your business or if you have worked your business a certain way and then you've worked on focusing, trying to niche down, you could potentially get stuck because that's where you're trying to actually fit your business into a box sometimes. So this particular, and I'm not saying I'm pro, like you have to niche down versus not niching down. I'm saying when it comes to like leveraging your human design, and truly understanding, it's truly more about understanding what works best for you as the CEO and the person and the authority behind your brand. It really comes down to what works best for you, what makes the most sense to you, and how you're going to actually step into that brand niche or not niche as you go forward. And really embrace that. So what's going to help like you step more into your authentic self as you go forward with your branding, your messaging, with your content, your marketing, and your offers and all of that. So this actually was inspired by a client who was literally in that same spot where she was trying to niche down her business. She had a couple of separate offers behind the scenes, but that's really what she was stuck with. So she was trying to like take this overall bigger brand and really try to like pull everything down into one focus. And so this client, she was a coach, she was a healer, and she provided energy work in a couple of different capacities, both online, but also at a, like through a distance. And, so she could do it like virtually online, or she could do it more at a distance as well. So she provided several different like ways of working with her, modalities and ways in which she provided for the clients that she worked with. And she was also certified and trained in a couple of different modalities. So she, as that coach and as that healer, was really trying to follow that advice and trying to really pull all of it together into one like succinct package or one succinct like niche for her business and for her brand. She had a couple of adult children. She was also pretty busy with being involved in an offline business with her husband behind the scenes. So she was really juggling quite a bit from a business perspective and really trying to create the business that she was building in the online space for herself to balance with everything else that she had going on. And so she was, as this coach and as this healer, super kind-hearted. She always had a way of making space for others in her life and in her business. And so we wanted to make sure that when we worked together, that we were able to create something that worked best for her. So she was really struggling with just trying to niche down her overall brand. She was stuck trying to fit her business in a box. So if that feels like that resonates with you, like you can raise your hand as you're listening to this, you can nod along with that. But I know many of us, it's not just really specifically with niching your business down. This can apply to a lot of different things where you truly are trying to fit your business in a box based on what everybody else is doing around you or what people are telling you to do. And so within about a week of us working together on her unique like human design and uncovering her innate strengths, talents, and gifts, we were able to she was able to kind of look at the bigger picture, look at for her as this manifesting generator, what was going to work best for her And, so we understood like her human design type as that manifesting generator, but a couple of other key pieces in her chart kind of like lit the way of like, okay, this is who you are. This is how you're designed to operate. So she walked away literally with so much more freedom. She let go of this idea of trying to create a singular niche for her brand and gave herself permission to just let the brand itself evolve, giving her more of that freedom that she as that manifesting generator needed to operate within her brand. And so for her, niching down and trying to fit in this box was frustrating. But looking at her human design and looking at a couple key elements in her chart, like that's not something that's in was in alignment for her, especially where she's at in her business right now. And so she walked away with that permission and that freedom to make the decision to like stop staying stuck, trying to focus on this one thing and kind of keep going forward with her business and really work on creating it and growing it in a way that worked for her, in a way that she was designed to actually show up and market and create her business and grow her business. So that was one of the biggest things, is just giving her that permission and that freedom. So then she's able to focus on the other things. She stopped staying stuck. She stopped on this hamster wheel of trying to get this niche perfect. And how much time, energy, and effort was that taking away from some of her other marketing efforts or some of her, the clients that she could have been serving. So for her, it was a huge time, energy saver for her, and ultimately a save on the cost overall in her business, because she could focus on the more important things and other things that are going to contribute to the growth of her brand. And then the things that were most important to her, kind of preserving those things that were most important to her behind the scenes, of just being with her family and doing the things that she loved. So if you guys are completely new and kind of joining me on this video today, welcome to listening to me. If we haven't yet met, my name is Jen Dice. I am a physical therapist turned Pinterest marketing agency owner turned human design and marketing coach. And so I empower women in business to step into their greater purpose, show up in their brand unapologetically, and make money in a way that fuels their soul using human design. So today we are talking about this idea of perfection versus progress and how human design can empower your next level actions in your business. So this client example, this is one example that I'm giving you where she was trying to niche down her brand and her business and trying to fit herself into a box. And this is something I see a lot in a lot of different ways with entrepreneurs behind their scenes, trying to with their brand, with their marketing. So let's break this down. So a couple of takeaways you can walk away with from this video. And these are some things that I walked her through with when we worked through this situation together, and how she kind of was able to implement this. So these are questions that I asked her, and I want you to ask yourself these same questions with either if you are in the same situation trying to niche down in your business or your branding or your marketing or your messaging, or if there's something else that you are feeling stuck with in your business and you feel like you're kind of like in this loop trying to solve this problem. So the first question I want you to ask yourself, and then I asked her, is what are you trying to accomplish by niching down? So for her, it's or whatever you're stuck on. So ask yourself, what are you trying to accomplish with this? This is an important question because when you answer this question, this helps you create awareness on the bigger picture behind it. And it's based on getting you closer to your bigger goals. And it helps you see, am I working on this because it's going to get me closer to my goal? Or am I working on this because it's based on what somebody else told me I should be doing at this point? So you want to have some awareness on where is this coming from? Why are you focused on this? Why are you in this loop on this? Why aren't you making progress? Why are you trying to really perfect this piece of your business? And really figuring out what are you trying to accomplish with this? Will niching your business down really help you get closer to your goals? Or is it something that you can maybe let go of for now, trying to perfect at the moment so you can make progress in other areas? So this is kind of it's almost like when you look at the end result and figure out what you're trying to accomplish, it's like if you're trying to bake a cake, you want to look at what the end result is, right? You don't want to blindly take a recipe that's got a whole bunch of ingredients and start working with the ingredients without knowing what you're going to pull out of the oven at the end. I don't know about you, but I tend to be a little bit more I tend to want to see what the cake that I'm baking or what the finished product that I'm baking is going to look like or what it's going to be like before I put the effort into just monkeying with all the ingredients. The second question I want you to ask yourself, and then I asked her once we had this awareness around what she was trying to accomplish, is now we look into your human design and actually look at what is your human design type. So this is gonna, if you don't know your human design type, I will drop a link in the notes that come with this training, and it will show you how to pull your human design chart, how to get your human design type, and how to actually get started with your human design if you're new to it. If you already know your human design, that's the next question I want you to ask yourself. So what is my human design type? Are you a generator, manifesting generator, projector, manifestor, or reflector? You're either one of those 5 types. And why do we want to know this? So this is where, when you take your human design, and you don't want to just say, okay, hey, for example, if she knows she's a manifesting generator, knowing that and saying, cool, I'm a manifesting generator, and maybe knowing a couple of facts about it and then not really implementing it, and then it kind of goes off to the side. And it's one of those things where you just don't ever really leverage it. Here is where you can really pull this in to leverage it in something that you're working on in your business. So we want to know what your human design type is, because this gives you a starting point from which you can begin approaching, like, niching down in your business and in your brand. Like, that's going to give you a clue as to what's going to work best for you based on your human design type and how you're designed to operate in your marketing and in your business and in your brand. So this is, instead of just blindly following the niche down versus not niching down, whichever voice or side of the fence you're listening to the most. This is, instead of just following one side of the advice blindly because somebody else has a really strong position on everybody should do it this way, you begin to work towards what is best for you. So with her being that manifesting generator and understanding, yes, we pulled a couple of deeper pieces out of her chart to get a better picture of what was going to truly work for her. Just starting with your human design type is going to help you understand a little bit more about just what works best for you in this particular situation with whatever you are stuck with. So if you are trying to niche down or fit into a box in some way in your business, this is going to give you that permission to say, okay, I actually am designed to do this piece of my business a little bit differently. And for me, it's going to look like XYZ. So this is where you can start to individualize and really customize these pieces of your business and of your marketing behind the scenes based on your human design. So again, with our cake baking example, this is kind of like baking the cake based on what your preferences are. Like, do you like chocolate cake? Do you like vanilla cake? Do you like carrot cake? I don't know, whatever. This allows you to just select what your preferences are for that end result. The third question I want you to ask yourself, and then I asked her, is, do you continue forward with this niching down or with whatever you're stuck on? Do you continue to pour your time, energy, and effort into this thing? Or does it make sense to let it go right now? And this is important because it helps you determine if continuing on this path is right for you right now, or if it's actually holding you back from making progress towards your bigger goals. So this is kind of like, again, cake example. This is kind of like starting the cake, but getting really caught up in some of the specifics of the recipe or the flavors, and you never actually get the cake baked. So you never actually get to eat it. You never get the results at the end. So it's really determining, or are you determining that by really, really diving into the flavors because you're in a cake competition and the flavors matter at the end result, then you can say, yes, it's worth pouring my time, energy, and effort into this. But if I'm baking a cake just to have after dinner on a Saturday night and it just needs to taste good, it doesn't need to taste like it's going to win a cake competition anywhere, then I'm going to say, okay, I'm just going to, let this go for now. I'll bake it a certain way, or I'll just maybe bake it another time, kind of a thing. So this is just a couple of key questions that I asked her to get her thinking, to get her started on, okay, this is what's important to me. So when you're looking at what you're trying to accomplish, that first question, that's going to help you understand what is most important to me right now. What direction overall is most important? Where are my priorities? What am I trying to preserve overall in my business and in my brand and in my life? What am I working towards? What am I in this for? What am I doing all of this for? And when you ask what your human design type is and you start to pull from your human design, starting with your type, It's always a good place to start. Some of the key pieces and there's other deeper pieces that go with your human design type that you can pull to help you answer that question of, is this right for me right now? Or is this something that, am I doing this based in a way that works best for me? Or am I doing this, kind of blindly following everybody else? So this is your starting point of figuring out what works best for me. Instead of A, B, C, I want to do it X, Y, Z. That's what works best for me. And then making that ultimate CEO decision of, do I continue forward with this? Is this something that is worth my time, energy, and effort right now? Is this making me progress? Is this going to help me reach that end result faster, or is it going to hold me back? And that's where you can get a little bit deeper. Because if it is something that's truly about, I'm trying to perfect something before I move on, there could be potentially something deeper there, where there is some lower level or some underlying subconscious fear that is keeping you in that perfectionist cycle, that is keeping you trying to perfect one piece of it before you move forward. So it's either, are you afraid of something failing because you're starting to tweak some things in your business? So if you've grown your business to a certain point and you've grown your business to, you have, a sustainable income, you have consistent clients, you have, predictable revenue, you've hit a bigger milestone in your business, and now you're looking beyond maybe a milestone that you've been working towards, you've hit it and you're maintaining it, and now looking at that next level is a little daunting, and you kind of can get into this cycle of, I have done what I set out to do, I'm all good right here. So is this you having this kind of upcoming fear of failure to move forward, to go to that next level, because you don't want to mess with something that's already working? So that's just food for thought of what could be underlying some of that perfection. But again, when it comes to making progress in your business, it's really about figuring out and determining what works best for you, and then how you can leverage pieces of your human design to customize these pieces of your business behind the scenes, these pieces of your marketing, your branding, and your messaging in a way that works for you, so that you end up creating a marketing system, creating branding and messaging, and clients are coming in that light you up and literally fuel your soul every day, creating more of that peace, joy, and success feeling every day in your business. Because that's why you got into business, is to make that impact, but also build the business that supports that greater life of your dreams as well. So I hope this was helpful. If you are interested in getting started with learning more about your human design, I will link a free resources in the notes that go with this training. You can go ahead and grab that. It will show you how to pull your human design chart and then get started with your human design type, so you can come back to this training and start applying it at a little bit of a deeper level. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I will catch you next time. Bye.